Ah, I'll wait till some people come up in here. Oh, look, I got one. Ooh. Welcome to Be So Light. Please make sure you hit that button. Hit that like and subscribe. Ah, okay. So I already have my Instagram. Thank you, all of you that showed up on Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I really wanted to just leave the message how to get prepared for tomorrow and some of the crucial things that are happening right now energetically to everyone. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I had my hotel window open just a little bit, and I started smelling this cigarette smell, and I'm like, "What the hell's that smell?" Um, I like cigarette smell. Now, tobacco's fine when you're doing it for sacred ceremonies, and I have no problem with that. But it's just something about cigarettes. They got all those chemicals in it that are not good for you. Anyway, so everyone has been talking about, hey, Flea, did you watch Welcome to Be So Light? um, and you're gonna think about this. So I have a story for you. Hold on, let me get comfortable. Come on in, grab some water. Let's have a conversation, shall we? So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you a story. And I want you to think about this. We are in Halloween time, aren't we? We're in the time of Halloween, right? Okay, so come on in. I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, and when I tell you this story, you're going to say to yourself, oh crap. You're going to go, got me again. Okay, so here we go. Remember the movie Amityville Horror? Remember that movie? Remember how this family moved in and it was haunted by a past tragic murder that took place in that house? And they move into this house and they're wondering why they're having all these paranormal problems going on in this house, right? I have a point, trust me. You're gonna like this. so so they move into this house and all these problems are going on in Amityville and the hunting and the murders, how they happen, blah blah blah. Okay. If you never saw the movie Amityville, you need to watch it. All right. So the lady, the wife of the house, says, well, I think I'm going to call Father Bob to come over and bless our house. So she calls Father Bob from the church. They're Catholic. And so, Father Bob is going to come over and bless up the house. Okay? Follow what I'm saying. So he's coming over. the priest. The priest is coming over to bless the house. Because the house has all this negativity stuff going on in it, right? Amityville. Okay? So, the priest comes to the house. He walks in. He immediately feels the coldness in the house. He feels the uneasiness in the house. Okay? You're going to like this. You're really going to like this. And he starts walking through. He has his Bible out. He puts his swamp protection prayer around his neck, you know. He's walking through the house, saying his prayers, you know, starts the prayers and everything, you know. And he starts going up the stairs and he starts saying the prayers. Yeah. And he goes into this one room. It's cold in this one room. And keep in mind, I'm telling you the story as an Amityville. There's a reason why it's titled The Fly, because everybody kept talking about it. So, he's in this room and he's saying the prayers. And all of a sudden, to distract him from what he is saying, because he's the priest, he is the light bringer coming in to do battle with darkness. Follow what I'm saying? Let's get a little closer, shall we? So, he's saying his prayers. He's reading the Bible. He's saying the incantations. He's blessing the house. This fly shows up, lands on his head. Sounds familiar? But he keeps going. He keeps saying the prayers. He stays focused because he knows that that's the dark, demonic side that's trying to get his attention, trying to distract him from what he's doing. Then he keeps on saying the prayers, reading the Bible, and he knows what's happening. Then more flies show up. All on the window. Now the whole room is buzzing with flies. Because he is the light, he is the priest, coming to bless the house to get rid of the negativity. So, are you following what I'm saying? I hope you are. I hope you're following what I'm saying. So, he finally just gets overwhelmed by all these flies. And he starts to get nauseated, starts to get sick, he starts coughing, he starts really, he can't continue with the prayers anymore. He can't continue trying to stay focused. He can't continue, and he just gets really, really sick. And then finally, he starts to wander down the stairs, and that's when he hears, "Get out! Get out!" Those weird words. And so he leaves, he gets in the car, the flies follow him, he starts still throwing up and hacking up, and the negativity just, all of that. He's just sick. So he leaves. And so when she comes back in the house, she can't find Father Bob. Father Bob's gone. So when she calls to get the information, where's Father Bob? What happened? Da 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 da. So one of his other partners says, "Well, Father Bob, he's sick. He's been sick. Call back in a couple of days." She's like, okay, why did you get sick? Blah, 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 So she goes back up in the room. She don't see anything, you know. Flies are gone. So that's the amityville. Flies. Flies always show up or come from something dark. Comes from something. Because it's trying to distract the person who is doing something good, who is of light. It's trying to distract that person or keep that person from doing what they're doing. It's a distraction. Flies are annoying. They're annoying beings. Okay? They like to fly around so you can swat at them. They don't just stay in one place and sit somewhere. So with the priest in Amityville, when he's saying the prayers and he's reading the Bible and all these flies start showing up, he's the priest bringing the light in to do battle with the darkness. All right? So later on this week, I hear, Felicia. I go, yes, please. Did you watch the debates between Pence and I never say her name. And I go, no, didn't watch the debates. No, I didn't watch it. Well, didn't you hear about Pence having a fly on his head? And they go, and as soon as I heard a fly on his head, I thought about Amityville. I thought about the priest who came into the house to bless that house up for that family because there was a lot of darkness in that house. And I thought about how he went into that room and he was blessing up everything and he was reading the Bible and how that one fly came up out of nowhere, landed on his head and was trying to distract him from saying his words, saying his prayers. And then more and more flies showed up because he was the priest that was bringing in the light, that was speaking his truth, reading the Bible, and the fly shows up. So when people were telling me about this, that was the first place I went. I said, oh, someone was pulling an Amityville. And someone purposely did that so that everybody would be distracted by a fly sitting on his head and you wouldn't hear anything else coming out of his mouth. How genius. See, when you're awake and you're on that higher frequency, you start to see things very interesting. It's like a game. It's like, oh, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how they're trying to distract us now. What's the game plan? So I really went there, and I'm telling you, watch the movie Amityville. Watch that scene when the priest comes in and he goes in the house and he's blessing up everything. Everything's fine until he gets into that one room. He's reading the Bible, he's doing his thing, and all of a sudden, that one fly shows up. And then towards the end, after he's doing that, all these flies are in the room and they're buzzing all around and makes him sick. But during the time with Pence and they're talking, and that one fly just lands on his head and sits there. Now, come on, people. Do you really think you were looking at a fly? Or was it something that was technology? To just sit there to distract you. Because everybody fell for it. Everybody fell for the energy. So, oh, look, there's a fly sitting on his head. Now you're not going to hear anything that he says because now you're distracted by the fly sitting on his head. That's not moving, keep in mind. It's just sitting there. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been down in Texas. I've been to Oklahoma. I know doggone well when a fly lands on me and I swat or move or something, it's going to move. I know about these things. So when that was being said to me, and I said, oh, what did they not want you to hear? And how did they want you to think that he was representing the dark? Why would a fly in such a controlled environment in the first place just show up? If anything, why didn't the fly show up when Trump and Biden was doing their thing? Why didn't the fly show up then? You gotta think like this. And then you find how amusing it is because it's like, really? It's almost like watching a movie and you already know how it's going to play out in the end, but it's too low rate budget of a movie. You can't even rewrite it because it's so bad. Seriously. So when everybody was telling me about it, I just said, it's just an Amityville moment. That's all it is. To distract you. So I want to say it like this. If you're not doing your homework and you're not doing your research and you go out and if you vote or not, I have some friends of mine, they say they're not even voting. They're putting their own name down and they're voting for themselves. Right. I started laughing. I said, because really, I want you to spiritually think about this. Come on now. Come on. This is planet Earth. Big old school. I want you to think about this. How can we, as a society, as a community of beings, expect another being to govern and rule us? We've been ruled since the beginning of time by some beings that don't belong on this planet, that have enslaved us, the Anunnakis, all of them. So when we talk about some fly sitting on somebody's head, the first thought that should have went through your mind is, why is that happening? What is it they don't want me to hear? Why is that being used as a distraction? It's like being in the Matrix. You constantly have to keep grabbing the phone, shifting out of that time so you can get off of that timeline, get out of that dimension. So I want you to think about that. When things happen, why is it happening to keep you from listening to something? So now this time, go back and listen to what he was saying without looking at the fly. What was he trying to say? What was the coded message that he was trying to say? Everything's code now. Everything, even the cartoons, everything's code. Code. So think about it. Think about it. Revisit that. Flies like to come around and be distraction for anyone that's coming to do battle. They like to show up. And then flies are just damn right annoying. There's nothing good for flies. They're just annoying. Okay? They're annoying beings. And even in the movie Drag Me to Hell, the gypsy witch in that movie took the button from the girl off of her coat and spelled it and then put it back in her hand and gave it back to her. And then as the week went on, when she was sleeping, a fly that came from the energy of what was going on came to wreak havoc with her, a fly. Okay? So think about that. Instead of saying, oh, what they wanted you to think is that because the fly was on Pence, that he's a negative person, that he's not good, and blah blah blah. You got to remember, the fight is happening in real time, right now in front of us, and you got to be able to see between the lines, not take everything that's happening right then and there and say, "Oh, okay, well, this is what's happening right now. Oh, this is the message. This is what." No, 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 no. Come on now, come on, Amityville. Pay attention. And also, I think I said this on my other channel, The Crazies. Watch that one. The movie called The Crazies. Watch how in that movie a plane goes down, had something on it that affected the whole town. But nothing was being said when that plane went down that was affecting the whole town until it was too late. Okay, it's a good movie. It has a lot of code in it. A lot of code. Okay. All right. I just wanted to come on and talk about the fly incident and then have you revisit the movie Amityville. And I'm talking about the first one, the older version of it, when all the flies showed up. Okay. All right. I will see everyone here. If you catch this video, I will see you here tomorrow at 10 o'clock for my free 30-minute spiral light healing, where we will go in and remove the heavy anxiety, whatever heavy emotion that you're dealing with right now in this moment that you really want to move out of your space. Please make sure if you do come at 10 o'clock tomorrow on 10/10 is a portal day. Make sure that you are drinking water and have a little bit of fruit if you want, and be here at 10 o'clock Pacific time. Okay. And we will do some healing work at 10 o'clock tomorrow on 10/10. That's a portal day. Please use that day to create the things that you want to create. And it's a good time to do some good healing. Okay. But remember what I said, that fly. Was it really a fly that you saw? Or was it genetically designed? Well, because they can engineer mosquitoes that they released over in Florida and other states to help take care of too many other mosquitoes that they had to get rid of. So they genetically modified these other mosquitoes to do that. Not everything is real what you see, what you think it is. All right, lovelies. Just saying. Oh, before I go, I got to share something with you. I was in Sprouts and I saw this, and I happen to really like this company, Pacifica. They have a rose kombucha flower powder face wash. Sounds yummy and divine. And it helps to remove makeup, cleanse and tone. And it is a rose and fermented tea. And it's a powerhouse of antioxidants for all skin types. I'm looking forward to using this. This sounds really good. All right, lovelies, it's been real. I do have some wonderful things coming up, and one of them will definitely be, I kept saying to myself, I want to do something that's really meaningful, that can help a lot of people, because right now it's all about everybody. Whoa, hold on a second. Okay. All right, I got to talk about that. It's all about everyone needing time to talk to someone. And as if it's just to talk, if it's just to kind of get things off your chest, if it's just to talk things out and to replan. So my spiral light coaching is really good for that. If it's just to kind of regroup and get yourself back on track. as well as if it's something that you need to do throughout the whole week, or maybe 3 or 4 times in a month. Maybe you need to just do that. Sometimes talking things out with somebody else, not trying to fix or solve your problems, but so that you can hear yourself and converse with someone, helps you to really see from a different perspective. So I'm putting that program together, and I should have it pretty much put together by next week so that you will have an opportunity to where we can always either FaceTime or Skype and talk. Okay? So be good to yourselves, love yourself, trust yourself, please. Thank you. Stop second guessing yourself. Trust yourself. Just trust yourself. And I'm going to be starting a challenge that you'll hear about tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow right here in Be So Light Tribe. Be good to yourself. Hit that like button. Share, like, and subscribe. Be good to yourself. Remember what I said? Amityville. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, lovelies. Have a good one. Be good to yourselves. Bye.